A busy session today before the Parliamentary Committee. First, the Prime Minister on banking regulations at national and international level.
The regulatory system will have to be improved. In a sense, what we're dealing with is a global banking system that is regulated only by national supervisors. And I've been pressing for some time that this has got to be replaced by a national system side by side with global cooperation amongst regulators. Every bank that we're talking about, the Royal Bank of Scotland, for example, its international exposure is far in excess of its national exposure. The problems that arose in the Royal Bank of Scotland arose in America and Holland more so than in Britain, and we need a system of international regulation that can sort that out. So I accept and I want to see, and we will push ahead with at the G20 meeting in London, reforms not only in national regulation but in international regulation of the banking system.
Mr. Brown further explained his government's initiatives to improve the situation.
What's happened to the British banking system is that half the lending in Britain was essentially done by foreign banks or non-bank investors. And so to replace the capacity that is leaving as a result of American, Irish, tragically Icelandic and other banks that are no longer offering lending in Britain, the problem is that the existing institutions have got to do far more lending than they did in the past. And that's why we're trying to sign lending agreements with all the major banks now, so that they will not just maintain their lending, which I believe that they have done in quantum, but increase their lending over the next period. Now, that's the crucial thing. Now, what are we doing to make that possible? 60,000 businesses are already benefiting from the scheme introduced by the Treasury for deferral. Secondly, the loan guarantee scheme, which is the enterprise facility, has already come in, and we're offering existing as well as new firms loans of quite sizable amounts for companies up to 50 million. Then we're introducing in the next few days the working capital scheme, and that will be capital for a year or more to medium-sized or small businesses that need that working capital as loan finance. And also, we're introducing the asset guarantee scheme. The Bank of England will, on Friday of this week, provide the first payments under their asset protection scheme. And that means, for example, big companies who have corporate loans or syndicated loans, they can go to the bank facility and the bank will be able to give them the assurance that they can lend and get the money that they need.
He then turned to the continuing controversy over bank bonuses.
The short-term bonus culture in banks has got to end, and we're putting in measures that will bring that to an end. The first stage of that is to make sure that performance is based on long-term success, allowing rewards to take place, and not on short-term deals.
He defended his programme for improving the economic situation.
Everything that we have been doing, with limited exceptions, is now being followed by other countries around the world. So I take from that we're doing the right thing and not the wrong thing. The right thing was to lead in recapitalising banks. The right thing was to give a fiscal and monetary stimulus to the economy, and we can debate the extent of that and the need for it in different sectors whenever you want to do so. The right thing to do was to deal with the issue of lending and get funding going again, get credit moving in the economy. And the right thing to do is the fourth element of our plan, and that is to have investment-led growth. This is not a series of initiatives, this is a plan. And I'm confident that this is the plan that will take Britain out of the downturn.
You believe then that in terms of actually picking these key areas that you're